This video explains how to create a small DDI infrastructure with DHCP and DNS servers linked to an IPAM and containing a very small IP address plan. So first of all, we isolate our new installation and we do create a specific space. So provide to the space a simple name, here Acme, and that's it. We have a totally dedicated container for IP address plan. Now it's time to create the DHCP servers. So if you followed the previous video, we've had already the appliance. So now it's time to add those into the manager. So we provide a name for each DHCP server. We have 2 of them. And we do provide an IP address for managing the DHCP. So let's start with the first one, DHCP1. And then we have to add the second DHCP server. Guess what? DHCP2 with its management IP address. Okay, now that we have configured our 2 DHCP servers, we are going to add a smart architecture. So that will help us providing a role to each server and easing the configuration. So first we provide a name to our smart architecture. Let's call it smart in this case. And we specify this smart to push the information back to the IPAM and also back to the DNS service. Then we do select a topology. We have a few of them already configured. So we are going to start with a very basic one with one master and one backup. And then we add both appliance respectively. Here we are. And then we have to provide which one is the master appliance. So here DHCP1 will be the master, therefore DHCP2 will be the slave. And the failover will be provided directly by the DHCP service. The port used for the networking configuration are okay, so we just use this default value and we do validate our smart. So now we have a smart with 2 DHCP server, 1 backup, one master. Now it's time to create the same thing for the DNS service. So first we have to add both DNS servers. These are SOLIDserver EfficientIP DNS. Same thing as DHCP, we do provide a name for the server. Here it's going to be ns1.acme.corp with its IP address. Okay, and the second one will be ns2 with its IP address. Okay, now that we have our servers, which are online, we can configure the smart architecture. Same principle, we provide a name, and then we will have a specific topology and all the servers inside the topology. Here, as for DHCP, we ask the DNS service to update the IPAM, and we choose the topology. So here it's a basic master and slave topology. We select NS1 as the master, NS2 as the slave, and they will be configured accordingly through the smart architecture. And that's it for the services. We have our smart architecture for DNS, which is ready to serve, and we can create a first zone, a master zone, for example. let's call this zone acme.cop, for example, and we are going to link the zone back to the IPAM to the specific space we have made that will allow the smart architecture to update the records directly into the IPAM in the appropriate space. We select the default attribute, which are okay for this example, and now we have a zone configured to push back information to the IPAM. Let's go back to the IPAM now, into the space we created at the very beginning, the Acme space. Okay, here are the parameters. We do edit this space, and first of all we do create at a very high level the link back for all objects in the space back to the for the DNS to the acme.corp zone, and we ask any update to be pushed to the smart we just created. So here we do select the update of the DNS, and we do the same for DHCP. We bind the space back to the DHCP smart we just created. Here we are. And now we can add our topology into the Acme space, starting with a block, which is the highest level of abstraction of our IP plan. We provide a name to our block and an IP address and a net mask. So here we are going to create a very simple block for our organization with a dedicated IPv4 block, and inside this block we can create some subnets, some networks. So a subnet can contain either subnets or terminal IP address. Here we will create terminal network, for example, for the servers. So we provide an IP address for our subnet, and we specify the gateway, and this one will be a terminal network. Let's create some other one to finish this small presentation of our IPAM. Thank you.